Nu tror du sikkert, at jeg står i det smukke indre København. Men der tager du fejl, fordi jeg står faktisk i Stockholm. Så centrum, som det overhovedet kommer. Der ligger både Danske Bank, men der ligger også et flot Audi-center. Og der skal vi også se på Forza Motorsport. 3, kom. So Dan, the man. Do people at the office call you that?
No, they just call me Dan.
Okay, so what's so special about this game? Like, is there anything that you wanted to bring back or make better from the old games?
Well, in many ways, we see this as a continuation. Forza 1, Forza 2, Forza 3. We're building on things that we did so well before and then bring it to a whole new level. What I'm most excited about is the community. Bringing people together and getting passionate about cars. Tuners, painters, of course drivers with our simulation, as well as just social coordinators, people that bring people together.
So this game, who is it like mostly aimed for? Because it kind of looks really geekish, but is it fun for regular people as well?
Well, this is what I'm so proud about, is that we've created a game that is such a good simulator that professional race car drivers can use it to train, but it's a game that a 6-year-old can play. I mean, we've got sons and daughters on our team, and we want them passionate about cars the same way we are, but you can't trick a kid into being passionate. You have to invite them, entice them. So by making a game with cool cars, like Hot Wheels they would play with, but they can actually drive it with auto brake and rewind and the green line, we've made a game that a 6-year-old can play and a pro race car driver can play.
So is there anything that you knew you wanted to distinguish yourself from all the other games? There's a lot of racing games.
Well, obviously we've got damage and rollover and cockpit and a ton of new features, the painting editor, but again, it is the community that it all comes down to. So with Storefront and the ability for people to sell their paint jobs and become the top of the painter leaderboards or the top of the tuner leaderboards, honestly, 1 month after we ship, 2 months, 3 months, we're going to start seeing things that we can't even imagine yet. My team is just excited to see what happens.
What car do you drive yourself?
I drive a 2000 Audi S4. And it's the V6 bi-turbo. I've got a ton of upgrades on it, which really means the car never works. It's always broken. That's the nature of real-world tuning. But that's part of my passion. I like physics, I like tuning. I'm not that good of a driver, I'll just admit it.
So in the game, do you have that as well? Like when you drive in a race, for example, and some part just dies out of nowhere?
From real-world experience, I can tell you that's not fun. So we've made it more based on your actions. So if you hit a wall or you hit another opponent or you roll your car over and you've got simulation damage on, obviously the car is incapacitated. But you can even turn that off, so you're just doing cosmetic damage and you see your beautiful car take damage, but you can still drive and race and have fun.
So are you living the rock star life in your Audi S4, picking up chicks and going to parties?
I wish. No. Look, like most gamers, I put on my pants one leg at a time. I've got 2 boys and a family, we love playing games, and that's what my team's all about. We're down to earth, we're just a bunch of guys that love cars, and we make this game out of passion. We love cars and we love our community.
So when you're done making games in your old days and you're sitting on a big pile of money, what is the dream car for you?
A pile of money. I'm going to have to imagine that.
Imagine like a huge pile. Insanely huge.
I love classic cars, but I think the truth is I'm not very faithful to my car. I've had my car for a while, but that just means that I want a new one all the time. And so when I see classic cars like the Shelby Daytona Coupe or the Aston Martin DB4, I go, oh, that's what I want. I want a classic car. And then I get around. I've had the opportunity to drive some pretty nice cars like the Audi the R8 V10, Ferrari F430 Scuderia, and I go, oh, that's what I want. You know, the truth is, even when I get, like, I've driven a Fiat 500, the Abarth, and I was like, this is what I want. That would be great. So, you know, for me, I don't know what I'd do. I think if I had a pile of money, I'd want to have about 20 or 30 cars so that every day of the week I could go like, well, what do I want to wear? What do I want to drive with my Converse? What do I want to drive with my Pumas? You know?
Do you want to play a game? Rul nu, drenge og piger og venner. Du troede, det var sovemanden? Det var det ikke. Det er bare mig. Det, der skete, det er, at Forza 3 det vil være slut heroppe fra. Det kommer eksklusivt til Xbox 360. Så har du ikke allerede sådan en, så er det måske nu, at du skal ud og købe en Xbox 360. Tak for det.